Welcome back to the Bears Baseball Network. It was another great weekend of Bears baseball. And I'll tell you what, Bernie, it was another championship game. And we've talked about this team a lot. I mean, this team's been absolutely cruising. I believe your 9th tournament victory of the year. Bernie, just a fantastic season you guys are putting together right now. We've talked a lot about the core of this team, the star power at the top, the guys who are kind of adding to the mid-pack of this team. But I want to talk about some of the young guys, some of the future of this roster. Because, you know, the way of the Bears is to not just build a good team from the get-go, it's also to build a good system that continues to produce top players. So I want to talk about some of the other rookies, Bernie, besides Alex Vo, who are going to kind of fuel this team for the future. The first guy I want to talk about, Bernie, is Kenny Douglas. This is a guy who I think this weekend had several big hits in a tournament win. He's still kind of trying to find his role defensively, obviously backing up Rudy behind the plate, kind of playing a rotational infield role as well. What do you kind of see as Kenny Douglas, his future with this roster, and what do you see kind of as his ceiling?
Yeah, you know, when Kenny's in the right mindset, has the right approach to the plate, this guy hits the ball just about as hard as anybody. He smoked Cole doubles this weekend. I think he had 3 doubles this weekend. All 3 were absolutely smoked. I mean, obviously not hit as hard as maybe Harrison or Rudy, but looks very similar to an Owen Lewis, Alex Vo type swing. Again, the thing with Kenny the first couple weeks, I feel like he either went up there and struck out looking or he went up there and hit a double. There was not really an in-between. When he's up there, he's taking the right approach. He hits the ball as hard as anybody.
KJ, Kenny may be the more polished player of the guy I'm about to name, but this guy I think maybe even has the higher ceiling. A guy who, big, strong, huge power potential. Of course, I'm talking about Braden Young. This is a guy who I think right now maybe not necessarily ready to be a top team contributor, but I think you could very quickly see this guy becoming maybe even the most successful rookie of this group when you're talking about 2 years down the road. What do you see about the future and potential of Braden Young, KJ?
Yeah, I think Braden Young has got a great work ethic right now, and I think he's taking major strides already in the couple weeks here in the fall, and so I think you get a whole winter under this guy's belt. He's going to be really good to go come spring.
Bernie, between these next 3 guys, maybe give me a sentence or two of each of them. These all 3 are guys that I like a lot. All 3 who I think could be future contributors to this top team. That's Colin Toms, James Rogers, and Chase Sutherland. Maybe give me a sentence or two about each of them.
Yeah, Chase Sutherland, I think is one of the more polished players right now. I think the question for him going into the fall is, really how much he's going to be here, how much he's going to show up, how much work is he willing to put in, because he's already a pretty good player. Colin Toms, if you look at him, probably does not look like the best baseball player. I told my team, this guy does not look like a good baseball player, but he hits the ball pretty hard. He plays pretty good defense. He also throws strikes on the mound. He's already been a pretty good player for me. And the last one was, who was it?
James Rogers.
James Rogers played me for a weekend. This is probably the hardest worker out of the 3 maybe right now. This kid absolutely grinds. He's in all the extra programs. I talked to his parents a couple times already. They said James was willing to do whatever it takes. And this kid's already a decent player, so I think he has a bright future as well.
Yeah, and you've got several other rookies, Bernie, that I think also have some upside as well. But this age looking very, very strong, Bernie. Obviously, the top team looks like a bunch of superstars. Looks like arguably the best team in the Bears right now. But the future is bright for this roster as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to make Hackin' Time this week, so it's going to be one more week without Hackin' Time. So we're going to have an extra special long Hackin' Time next week. So be sure, if you haven't sent in your clips yet, send them into BearsBaseballNetwork@gmail.com, and we will have a nice long Hackin' Time for next week. So for the rest of this episode, I want to play a little Guess That Player. There's obviously, there's the big names of guys we talk about almost episode in and episode out. So I picked 5 players who I feel like we don't talk about maybe as much as we could. And I want to see if these guys can guess them from the hints. So the way it's going to work is they're going to go back and forth in guessing a player. After they both make an unsuccessful guess, I'm going to give them a even stronger hint. We have 4 total hints, and whoever gets the most players is going to be the winner. So let's go ahead and start with the first player in the first hint. KJ won our last face-off, so he decided to defer to Bernie. So you're going to get the first guess on the first hint, Bernie, and then KJ will get the first guess on the second hint, and so on. So the first hint for the first player is, Bernie, this player is batting .625 this fall. That leads his team. Do you have a guess for this player?
.625.
That leads his team.
We'll start it off with, give me a Wyatt Poore.
Wyatt Poore, that's a great guess, Bernie, but that is not correct. KJ, how about for you? Obviously a broad hint here. .625, that leads his team.
I'm going to say Landon Portell.
Landon Portell, that's a great guess as well, but that is also not correct. So we'll move on to the second hint. KJ, you'll get the first guess for this one. This player was number 5 on our top 5 Rookie of the Year candidates preseason. So we made a video, BBN video that was our top 5 Rookie of the Year candidates. This guy was number 5 when we made this list back in April.
I'm going to go with Konrad Kaminsky.
Konrad Kaminsky. We made this video back in April. You go ahead and take another guess. This is preseason. Give it. It's all right. You misheard the hint. It was preseason. Before the season, we pulled this guy number 5.
Okay.
Rookie of the Year. He's hitting .625 this fall, leading his team.
Was Rudy a rookie in April?
Yes.
I'm going to go Rudy Montenegro.
Rudy Montenegro is a great guess, but it's not right. Bernie, batting .625, leading his team, and he was number 5 on our Rookie of the Year candidates preseason.
I don't want to sound stupid because I'm not sure if this guy's a rookie last year. Can I ask if this guy's a rookie?
Sure.
Was Owen Haynes a rookie?
Yes.
You had to think about it, though. I like that. You had to think about it. Let's see.
It's Owen.
I'll go with Owen Haynes.
Owen Haynes is a great guess, but it is not correct. So we'll move on to number 3. Bernie, you'll get the first guess on our third hint here. So for the third hint, Bernie, so remember the first 2. This guy was the youngest player to appear in a 2023 BWL game. He was the youngest player to appear in a BWL game in 2023. He was also number 5 on our Rookie of the Year candidates and is hitting .625 this fall, leading his team.
Okay, the youngest player?
The youngest player to appear in a BWL game.
It's got to be Hamilton, right?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It is Hamilton Case. Hamilton Case hitting .625 this fall, leading 11-12U Floyd. He was our number 5 on our Rookie of the Year candidates and was the youngest player to appear in a BWL game. The fourth hint was going to be an infielder for 12U Floyd. Of course, we didn't need that one. So yeah, Bernie's going to be on the board first here with Hamilton Case, who's put together a very, very nice fall. I feel like we don't talk about him enough. Okay, KJ, this time we'll flip the order, so you'll get the first guess on the first and third hint. Bernie will get the first guess on the second hint. Here's our first hint for player number 2. This player has 22 doubles this season, which leads his team. This is on the full season. He's got 22 doubles. That leads the team.
I'm going to go with Evan Lancaster.
Evan Lancaster is correct. So we get it on the first hint here. We don't even need the other hints. 22 doubles leads the team. That is Evan Lancaster. My number 2 hint was going to be a breakout pick preseason for Bernie. The number 3 hint was this guy was a top 5 MVP candidate and Cy Young candidate before the year. And this player, of course, is the third baseman for 15U Floyd. That was Evan Lancaster. KJ didn't even need a second hint. He gets it on the first hint there. Let's move on to player number 3. So it's all tied up 1-1. Bernie, you'll get the first guess here. Our first hint, this player has a 60% strike percentage in 48 innings this season.
Start off with Hunter Finley.
It is Hunter Finley. And we another back-to-back first hint. How about that? You guys were worried you wouldn't get in 5 hints. We ended up getting it on the first hint here back-to-back. It is Hunter Finley. This guy's put together a very nice season. The second hint was going to be this player's on the summer all-rookie team and was a second-team All-American. This player was a preseason top 10 prospect, and this player is a starting center fielder for 13U Birnstill. Didn't even need all those hints. So we've got a 2-1 lead here, favoring Bernie. Since we got both those pretty quick, give me a thought here, Bernie, on Hunter Finley. You know, obviously preseason, we kind of hyped this guy up as a sleeper on the mound, and I think he's been, better than a sleeper. He's been very, very good for this pitching staff. Give me some thoughts on Hunter Finley.
Yeah, this guy's gotten better as season's gone on. I think preseason, before spring season, I think I would have even said that he might just be a strike thrower. He's not going to go out there and necessarily shut down teams, but then you look, just this past weekend, he went there on Saturday, threw a 5-inning complete game, 1 hitter, I think 2 walks and 7 Ks. Went up there and absolutely shoved in. He's not just a strike thrower. This guy can go up there against good teams and give you still 4, 5, 6 innings.
And KJ, Hamilton Case is still the youngest player on that 12U Floyd team. For him to be hitting .625, leading the way with guys like Owen Haynes, Lucas Closter, and Matthew Hume on that team, what do you think about Hamilton Case's fall so far?
Yeah, Hamilton is one of those guys who walked in the door pretty good, and he's just gotten better. It seems like monthly this guy's just getting better. He's in every program. I always see him around Bud Dome, so yeah, he's a bona fide superstar.
Okay, KJ, Bernie leads 2-1 right now. Let's go to player number 4. You have the first guess here. This is our first hint. This player is hitting over 500 and has a sub-2 ERA this fall. He's hitting over 500 with a sub-2 ERA this fall.
I'm going to go with Owen Haynes.
Owen Haynes is a great guess. It is not correct, though. Bernie, hitting over 500 with a sub-2 ERA this fall.
Let's see here. Let's go with go with the best pitcher. Go with Logan Eckert.
Logan Eckert is another great guess. It is not correct, although he may actually fill into that hint, Bernie. But he's not the player I have here.
I just won.
No, here we go. Let's go to the second hint because he doesn't fall into the second hint, which is, Bernie, you'll get the first crack at this one. This player is a former Rookie of the Year and also has won an MVP.
I think I should get it, but I'm drawing blanks.
Logan Eckert's never won an MVP, so he wouldn't fall into the second hint.
I'm drawing blanks, though.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm drawing blanks.
Former Rookie of the Year, former MVP, Bernie, and he's hitting 500 or over 500 this fall with a sub-2 ERA.
Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year part's throwing it off badly. This is a guy who's probably just a rookie. Any of our past rookies.
You got 10 seconds.
I'm going to throw out a bad answer here in a second, but
8, 7,
give
6,
me a countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, Bernie.
I'll go with, I was wrong, I'll go with Knifrey.
Knifrey is not correct. I believe he has done both those things, though, Bernie. So you've given me a player for hint 1 that fills the blank and a player for hint 2, but unfortunately they don't do both. KJ, what about you? You got a guess here? Former Rookie of the Year and has won an MVP. And also is hitting over 500.
I'm going to say Andrew Willeret.
It is Andrew Willeret. That is the correct answer there. So we're all tied up. Andrew Willeret has put together a very nice season. The third hint was going to be this player is the all-time single-season OPS record holder. And, of course, the starting center fielder for 16U Floyd. Okay, we're all tied up 2-2. Bernie gets the first guess here on the first hint. Here we go, Bernie, player number 5. This player's hitting .545, Bernie, and he ranks 4th on his team this fall. He's hitting .545, and he's ranking 4th on the team this fall.
545, he's ranking 4th. Give me... So it's a good offensive team.
It's a very good offensive team.
Great offensive team.
He's ranked 4th. He's hitting .545.
Okay. I'll go with... It's got to be a 12U Floyd guy, right? Could be my team, but it could be 12U Floyd. Let's go with Lucas Closter.
Lucas Closter is a good guess, Bernie, but it is not correct. Okay, KJ? Hitting .545 this fall, 4th on the team.
I'm going to go Cooper Woolen.
Cooper Woolen, another good guess, also not correct. So we'll move on to hint number 2. KJ, you'll get the first crack at this one. This player is formerly a top 10 BBN prospect. He did it twice. November 2022, our prospect list, he was top 10, and August 2023. He was top 10 in both. Former top 10 prospect, November 2022 and August 2023. 2 years in a row, he was top 10. And he's hitting .545, which is 4th on his team.
He was top 10 this past April?
August 2023 and November 2022.
Okay.
So our list last fall and our list 2 winters ago. So he's been here a little while.
I don't got it. So I have no idea. I guess.
He's hitting .545, top 4 on his team this fall, and is a former top 10 BBN prospect. 2-timer. Got a guess?
You said 2022 he was here?
November 2022. So the winter, so 2 winters ago, and then August 2023. He was top 10. Throw out a guess. It's okay. I don't think Bernie's going to get it.
I got a guess. I don't think it's right, but I got a guess.
I'll go Carson Griffith.
Carson Griffith is a great guess, but that is not correct. Bernie, what is your guess here? Former top 10 prospect 2 times, and also is hitting .545 this fall.
Problem is, I don't know if this guy's been here that long. Actually, I don't think my guy's been here that long.
That's all right. Throw it out there.
Owen Weibrecht.
Owen Weibrecht is a good guess, but it is not correct. Okay. Moving on to hint number 3. Bernie, you'll get the first crack at this one. Hint number 3. This player was a 9th round pick in the 2023 BWL draft.
Do I get to know the age of the BWL draft?
Yes, the 12-13U draft.
All right.
9th round pick.
He's
a 2-time top 10 prospect and is hitting .545 this fall. He was a 9th round pick in the your 2 ages. What year was it? Was it 12-13U in the last winter? 12-13U BWL draft.
He's in .545.
He's in .545 this fall, and he's a 2-time top 10 prospect.
He's on my team. I don't think he's on KJ's team.
I know who it is.
You know who it is?
Apparently KJ thinks he knows it, but it's Bernie's guess.
I don't think he's in 545.
I still think it's a 12U Floyd guy that got drafted. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm trying to think who would fit that. Who got drafted. I already guessed him.
All right, you got 10 seconds, Bernie.
Dude, I have no idea. Let's go with
It's all right. This is a tough one.
9th round pick.
I put this one 5th on purpose. This is a tougher one.
9th round pick.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Rowan
Damschroeder is not correct. KJ, you said you think you know it. Do you got it? Here we go.
Lucas Kloster.
Lucas Kloster is also not correct.
I already guessed.
So that means we're going down
I thought I did.
to hint number 4. This is
That's
the
what
first
I
time we've had to use hint 4. And if you follow the trend, our first 4 players, the last hint was their position and team. So hopefully we get it here. KJ, you have the first guess. This player is an outfielder and catcher for 14U Floyd. He's an outfielder and catcher for 14U Floyd. He was a 9th round pick in the BWL draft. He is a former top 10 prospect 2 times and is hitting .545 this fall. Outfielder and catcher for 14U Floyd.
Oh, you, buddy.
It's on my team.
He's on your team. He's an outfielder and a catcher. 9th round pick. Top 10 prospect.
Guy's top 10 prospect.
Twice top 10 prospect.
Oh, catch. I'm going to go Phil Lobeck.
It is Phil Lobeck. There it is. KJ takes the face off. Bernie, would you have gotten it if he didn't?
Probably not.
Probably not. But KJ brings it home with the Phil Lobeck pick. So, again, a fun BBN episode with not a lot to talk about this week. Big tournaments this weekend. Again, a huge hack of time next week, so be sure to send in all your hacks. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network, and we'll talk to y'all next week.